It all started in Wuhan, China.
China is battling a new and rapidly spreading respiratory virus.
The catastrophe that is the coronavirus.
The U.S. now leading the world in deaths.
The coronavirus is a family of viruses that can cause mild illness like a common cold, all the way to bad pneumonias, such as SARS and MERS. The severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, that spread around the world in 2002 had killed 1 in 10 patients. It happened again in 2012 with the Middle East respiratory syndrome that killed roughly 1 in 3 people. These outbreaks caused panic around the world. The official name of this virus is SARS-CoV-2, the severe acute respiratory syndrome related to. Covid-19 is the name of the disease it causes, which stands for Coronavirus Disease 2019. The virus is named for its crown-like spikes. Once inside the human body, those spikes act as a key, locking onto the proteins found on the outside of many human cells. Once it's broken in, the virus gives the cell instructions to produce more copies of itself, potentially invading more and more cells. It is impossible to predict all the ways a virus might evolve, but scientists believe this one may have mutated in a bat, or it may have jumped from another species before jumping to humans, like a pangolin, or a snake, or a fish. It spreads through droplets when we sneeze, cough, or speak, and it can enter humans through our eyes, nose, and mouth. The virus can also live on a lot of surfaces for hours, so people can pick it up on their hands and infect themselves if they touch their face, something the average person does 20 times an hour. COVID-19 most common symptoms are fever, coughing, and fatigue. The symptoms vary according to each level of severity. It can take as few as 2 or as long as up to 14 days after being exposed to the novel coronavirus for the first symptoms to develop. The infection points include the intestines, the spleen, and the lungs, where it can have the most dramatic effect. High-risk individuals are people over 65, people with underlying medical conditions, people undergoing cancer treatment, and people with weakened immune system. This is not the first global pandemic. In the past pandemic, just over a century ago, the Spanish flu had killed 50 million people worldwide and infected 500 million. The handling of the crisis in 1918 has helped shape our policies for tackling the disease today.
Wuhan, China, unusual case of pneumonia, symptoms dry cough, dyspnea fever, and bilateral infiltrates lungs. December 31st, mysterious pneumonia sickening dozens in China. Many of those sick had visited live animal market in Wuhan. 1st January, market in Wuhan closed. A seafood market Wuhan suspected at the center of the outbreak. January 7, 2020, identifies as the novel coronavirus. Common symptoms, fever, dry cough, and lead to the serious respiratory tract illness. Now report the first death of 60-year-old woman on January 11. Case of the novel coronavirus outside of China. Confirmed cases occurred in Thailand, Japan, South Korea, and United States. On January 24th, first 3 cases in Europe was in France, confirmed its first 2 cases, and Canada, first case is confirmed. Australia and Malaysia confirmed the first cases in January 25th, followed by Germany in January 27. Later, WHO declared a global public health emergency. On 2nd February 2020 was the first death reported outside of China from a 44-year-old man. On February 11, novel coronavirus renamed to COVID-19. CO is for coronavirus, V stands for virus, D stands for disease. Outbreak in Iran began in February 19, 2020 with a number of 2 coronavirus cases. On March 11, 2020, Covid-19 declared a global pandemic. Most of the countries had shut down public places. On March 20, 2020, Italy's death toll surpasses China's with the 4,000 of the death toll, which making it the first country to have a overall death more than China. On 24th January, Japan Olympics has postponed. On March 26, United States leads the world in the COVID-19 cases with the highest case of 82,000. On 2nd April, global cases hit 1 million and the cases continue.
How COVID-19 influenced the world. The pandemics have a devastating and terrible impact on all nations in 3 perspectives: economy, social, and business style. COVID-19 causes high unemployment rate. Americans are feeling the pain. In United States, the unemployment claims in March has increased from 211,000 to 6,648,000. Analysts find that the first phase of the battle to contain COVID-19 could leave 42 million to 54 million net jobs, vulnerable to reductions in hours or pay or permanent layoff. Social norms are changing due to COVID-19 outbreak. We change the ways we live to break the chain of virus transmission. Salutes instead of handshake, video chats instead of conference with others.
Kita akan menjalani ke depan dengan the new normal atau kebiasaan baru.
We are told to practice good hygiene, wear face masks, wash hands constantly with soap or use hand sanitizer. Business styles are adapting to social distancing. Companies enact new policies to protect their employees. The traditional manner of conducting business is changing right before our eyes. Business leaders are forced to rethink better, more efficient means of facilitating routine business activities. For instance, video interview, work from home, and online employee training.
First, wash your hand for at least 20 seconds with water and soap. Apply it to the palm of your one hand and rub it all over the surface of your hand. Stay at least 2 meters from other people. And of course, do not touch your face, mouth, eyes, and nose. Stay at home as much as possible. How to properly wear a face mask? Make sure the mask has a flat fit. Limit the gaps between your skin and the mask. Check the quality. Ensure it has 3 layers for proper protection. Ensure the mask covers your nose, mouth, and chin, no gap on side. Take it off properly. Remove the earlobes and do not touch the fabrics.
Thanks for watching the video. Please take care of your hygiene.
To avoid infection, please wear a face mask whenever necessary.
I think if possible, you can stay at home so that you can stay safe.
Remember, staying at home helps lower the risk for everyone. But if you have to go out, make sure to practice social distancing.